What's up, my homies? Home Guy here. So, thanks for coming and watching my part 2 for my Fahrenheit 451 two-part series. And I'd just like you guys to enjoy all the work that I put in. Probably around 8 to 10 hours of work, probably even more. So, enjoy. Now, before I go on, I'd just like to cover a couple of things. Sorry, but you might hear stuff in the background. People in my house are being loud. It's something that I have to deal with. And second of all, this is probably going to be the topic that I most heavily cover because I did a lot of math and stuff on this to see if it was too crazy, if they would really have enough blood to replace everybody's blood, or at least like 9 to 10 people a night's blood, all the time in all the different cities. So let's get into it. So first I'm just going to give some mathematics statistic rankings or whatever. So the average human body with a weight of 150 to 180 pounds will contain roughly about 4.5 to 5.5 liters of blood. And for all of you that use gallons, it's 1.2 to 1.5 gallons. And then a child with a body weight of around 80 pounds will have about half of that amount of blood. So around 1 pint of blood is normally given as a donation, and the human body has about 10 pints. So if you give your blood, you will have like 9 pints left, and you should be good, because that's like getting an A on a paper instead of acing it. See? Math with home guy. Yay. So the US collects about 13.6 million blood units, which is like 1 liter per unit, and they are collected each year. 1.36 million liters of blood each year. And an average of 3 liters are used in each blood transfusion. And that is a good amount. So there's just one other thing that's not totally related to blood, and that's just like the number of incorporated or like places that are like the central of people and stuff. And there are 19,354 incorporated or residential hubs in the US. Whoa, so this is going to be a doozy. Okay, so we're just going to start off on how many liters that are going to be needed overall. So there are 10 people, and there are 10 liters of blood in each person, so that's 100 liters that are needed per night in just the city where Montag and Millie live, and that's needed 365 days a year, and that means that you have 36,500 liters of blood needed in 1 year in one town, like as in the town that they live. So you multiply that by the amount of incorporated places in the world, and you get 706,421,000 liters of blood needed each night. And that's a lot. That's a real lot. And just as a side thing, 1,935,400 just liters are needed per night in their United States. And just a warning though, this is not saying that this is the exact amount or whatever. This is just a rough estimate from the amount of information that they gave us in the book. So this is just for cleaning out the blood of people using and overusing drugs. This like isn't even counting for the people that get in car wrecks, even though they might just be incinerated, or all the other people that need blood transfusions to survive. This is just the drugs. Just put that in perspective though. They're going to need a lot more. So let's see how much they even have left and how much we use, and if they'll even have enough for everybody else. So now let's get in to see if RUS could even possibly begin to support the amount of blood that they need in Guy Montag's and Millie's world. Okay, so we start out with the number that we had before for the amount of blood that they need, just for the people that overdose on drugs that need a complete body blood exchange. So we get 706,421,000 liters of blood that they need. Now, we only get 13,600,000 liters of blood each year. So we would be missing 692,821,000 liters that we would be missing. And that many people actually would be dying because that's a lot of people. Now, maybe not that many people, a little bit less. Probably actually more that I think about it, because those people, I mean, they're jumping off buildings, getting hit by cars. Dang, that's an entirely new thing. I mean, forget about drugs. Think about people jumping off skyscrapers and committing suicide. Ooh, that's a doozy. But anyways, let's go and see. So the 2016 U.S. population is 324,450,832. And the number, like percentage of possible donors in the US is 38%. Like 38% of all of our people could even be donors. Let's multiply it by that, and we get 123,291,316 possible people that could donate in the United States. Now let's multiply that by 7, which is the maximum amount of blood, like times that people donate blood in a given year. And we get 863,039,212 liters of blood per year. That's like the maximum possible blood the US can donate per year. Now, think about it though. In their world, the entire government could just say, okay, everybody, just give us a bunch of blood or whatever. Everybody has to donate 7 or 8 times a year, and boom, they get 863,039,200 and freaking 12 liters of blood per year. Now let's compare that to how much the drugged out people need in Fahrenheit 451's world. So let's subtract all of that, and we are still left over with an insane amount of 156,618,212 liters of blood left over. I mean, that's crazy. That's like over 10 times the amount of blood that the U.S. Red Cross receives every year. I mean, that's mind-blowing. We could probably support their world with all the blood available to donate that we have here in the United States. And I mean, that's just mind-blowing. I mean, that's what happens when everybody pitches in and does their part. So, I guess donate blood, that's always a good thing. And we can support a world that burns books, burns bodies, has a bunch of people that jump off roofs, imprisons people for being smart, and promotes dumb people. Yay!